All right, I know it's going to be sour grapes to talk about, but what were your guys' thoughts of the Chile game? Because man, at 19-0, a couple beers in, I felt good. I stopped really paying attention. I was enjoying my side conversations. I turn around and we're in a dogfight. So, what did you see as you watched it on our favorite streaming network, Flow Rugby?
I have a lot of thoughts. I mean, you're right. I was same as you, Brendan. I was like, I had a couple drinks in me. I was feeling real good. I liked the way they came out hot. You know, I was like, they took it to heart that they only won by 1 point down there in Chile, and they're gonna leave no doubt about this. And then they gave up those 2 tries at the end of the first half, make it a game. And I was like, oh boy, this is good. I have to buckle up for this one. But I don't think at any point until the very bitter end did I think that they would let it slip away, even on aggregate. You know, I thought like, okay, win by 1 again, you know, keep it close, but no way they surrender. But I thought Chile was just I want to say they wanted it more, because I think the USA guys definitely, like, it's obviously a huge moment for them, but they were better prepared. I think they used their substitutions in a smarter way. You know, they brought him in a little earlier on the Chilean side, I think, than the US did, and that gave them a boost right when they needed it. And I think that it just Gary Gold talked about it. The cohesion was a huge issue. The fact that these guys don't have any game time together is awful. You know, like the Chilean side, they all play in the SLAR, the SLAR tournament on the same team. They basically get, you know, a couple extra months of time together. So I think it comes down to more game time as a USA squad. You know, I want to see some more from the guys who play in the Premiership too, adding a little bit more of their experience on that side. And I thought the US left some points on the table when they weren't executing early on. A couple of, you know, line out mauls got stalled in the first half. They could have had a couple extra tries that would have sealed it. But I think it's, for me, they had, I don't want to ramble, I could go for hours on this, but I think their offense looked good to me. I thought the back line they had was one of the better combinations of experience and, you know, athleticism that they've had in a while, with Brocky at 15. And I think Lepetti is great. Is a great option, but I thought the 13 spot for him at the international level was a little bit much defensively. And I think they struggled to keep the Chileans in check, you know, in the open field. But I just want to see. I'm worried about November, man. I don't know about you, but I'm scared.
Pump the brakes, right? Because there's a decision to be made. I've heard every crazy, you know, hot take you can have between the MLR Reddit and Twitter and all that. But some people are saying, don't make the union go bankrupt again. Call it a day. Don't even compete in the repechage. Lick your wounds.
Wow.
Whole new young players on and start looking at 2027. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I have heard that. But, you know, I mean, this is going to cost us a lot of money, right? Now we got to go play Portugal. We got to go. It's hard enough, you know, to set up test matches and try and sell them out and try and make it profitable. But back to the Chile game, when you said the Chileans wanted it more and you're like, oh, well, maybe the Chilean fans wanted it way more. Again, the Denver rugby community is spoiled. We get so many games there. All of a sudden, we got this bomb squad cheering section in Chile out chanting our sold out crowd. You know, I had to send a couple volley backs with a USA and here we go, Eagles, here we go. But I wasn't getting, you know, the enthusiasm and the gusto that the Chilean fans brought to the table. So you could see it. I mean, they were all crying after the game. I even heard a story from a showcase kid. Like the Friday before, he ran into a Chilean guy and he was just like, hey, man, I know you guys are in town. Good luck, rugby, whatever. And the Chilean guy said something along the lines of, thank you. We want to be respectful guests, but we're here to qualify for a World Cup. And until we do that, we're not interacting with Americans. We're not being nice to Americans. They were like very straightforward of, once we win the game, we'll be happy to break bread with you, but don't even look me in the eyes right now until we compete. I think that's the mentality that you need to go and win these games. So we probably taken a lot for granted. You know, we just used to beat Canada and get in, right? That was it. That was the path. Path isn't so easy anymore. South America's hungry. And, yeah, we got some work to do in November.
if we want to. I hadn't even heard that theory, man. That's
just fork it in and say move on. I don't know. That's probably like sensationalizing a bit, catastrophizing, as people say. But I hear where the frustrations come from.
yeah.
And at the same time, while I don't love the old boys just saying, "Oh, back in my day, we used to pump Chile. Back in my day, they do have a point, right? We've dropped in the world rankings. Is it other teams just getting better? That's a possibility. But we've had this annoying sleeping giant token on our heads for so long. There really is no excuse now. Unfortunately, it's going to come in hard changes of what the team looks like in November. But at a certain point, you gotta go with something different, right? If the results aren't working. But props to Chile, man. I mean, they're going to be unbelievable. I was already taking a peek at the Americas 2 slot. If we had won, we were going to play Samoa in Bordeaux. I still might try and go see Chile versus Samoa. That'd be a nice little small stadium game. That would be good. But Zach, Colby, I'm going to the World Cup whether the Eagles make it or not. I'm not missing another Rugby World Cup. I missed Japan. I regretted it. So I just hope we're there in France. And I could see why, people would push back and say, no, we have to do the repechage. We have to be there. To not have a presence would be losing momentum to 31. Colby, what are your thoughts? Because we'll ramble far too long.
No, I agree with your last point. I think we'd be losing momentum if we don't make a push for it. And I was gonna ask you guys, because I am personally I'm not as in tune with the United States national team as I am with the college level of rugby. What our chances would be if we decide to compete in November against the likes of Portugal and Kenya.
We should win
in terms of qualifying.
Yeah, we should.
That's what we said. That's what we said about this
series. Said that about Chile.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Yeah, it's just tough because rugby is a game where on any given day, you can get somebody's number and they can certainly get yours.
Yeah, I think Portugal would be the toughest match in that, series. And I think we should go for it. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, is to compete for the World Cup, So I think I just ask Canadian fans whether they would want one more shot at it, and they're sitting out of this year. I guarantee you every single one of them would say, yeah, we'll switch places with you and go play in that repechage tournament, because they like that it's got to sting to be outside looking in on that. So I say we go for it, and I think we have a decent enough shot. But again, I mean, we're not going to play any games between now and then. So, how are we going to get any better between now and we just have to hope that, when it comes down to it, what we have at this point is good enough to get in. But we're not the plucky underdogs anymore. We're got to be better than that. And we're getting beat by plucky underdogs all over the place now. And we're not even a powerhouse. So we're in a weird spot.
Pluck. We need more pluck.